Woolpit is a village in the county of Suffolk, England. During the Middle Ages, it was part of the most densely populated area of rural England. During the 12th century, two writers, Ralph of Coggeshall and William of Newburgh, reported on the sudden and unexplained arrival of two green children. William's report was based on reports from a number of trustworthy sources, while that of Ralph was from the account of Sir Richard de Calne of Wykes, who supposedly sheltered the children in his manor house. The children, a brother and sister, were discovered beside one of the wolf pits that gave the village its name. They had green skin, they spoke an unknown language and wore unfamiliar clothing. The children were taken to the home of Sir Richard de Calne. They refused all kinds of food for several days until they came across some raw broad beans, which they consumed eagerly. The children gradually adapted to normal food, and in time their skin lost its green color. It was decided to baptize them, but the boy fell ill and died before or soon after baptism. After learning to speak English, the little girl explained that they came from a land where the sun never shone and the light was like twilight. She called their home St. Martin's Land, and everything there was green. The children were unable to explain their arrival in Woolpit. All they could tell was that they had been herding their father's cattle when they got lost. After being guided by a loud noise, similar to the sound of bells, they suddenly found themselves by the wolf pit. There were many explanations concerning the mystery of the green children. The first was that the reports were derived from folklore describing an encounter with inhabitants of a fairy otherworld. Medievalist Geoffrey J. Gohan gave a different kind of historical explanation, saying that the story was an oblique account of the racial indifference between the English and the indigenous Welsh. The astronomer and writer Duncan Lunan suggested that they might have been aliens or inhabitants of a world beneath the earth, who were accidentally transported to Woolpit from their home planet as the result of a matter transmitter malfunction. Historian Derek Brewer explained that the children strayed from their village, spoke little and did not know where their home was. They might have suffered from chlorosis, a deficiency disease that gave the skin a greenish tint which disappeared with better diet. In 1998, writer Paul Harris identified them as the children of Flemish immigrants who arrived in England during the 12th century and were later prosecuted after Henry II became king. Harris believed that the children's color could be explained by green sickness, the result of a dietary deficiency. Another theory even suggested that the children had arsenic poisoning and were left by their caretaker to die in a forest. Harris's hypothesis was the most widely accepted explanation at present, but the theory of displaced Flemish orphans was not accepted by everyone. Whether true or just a garbled account of a real event, it could never be confirmed if the story was authentic or an adult invention.